Hello there, Devil fans. So today is game day, and now that the election is finally over, we can actually start getting into caring about the things that really matters, and that is this New Jersey Devils season. Tonight, the Devils are hosting the Montreal Canadiens after their three-game Western road trip, which saw the Devils go 2-1-0 with two shutouts against the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers. We have broken down all those games on the Uncle Puckner New Jersey Devil podcast. You can find those shows wherever you get your podcasts. And we break those down. That's pretty cool. It was fun doing those shows. So let's just do a quick little preview. So Montreal comes into the Rock tonight at 4-7-2 with 10 points. That's eighth for the Atlantic Division. Their last game was a 3-2 loss to Calgary. They actually had the lead in that game, and they ended up blowing it in the third period. And then they went into overtime, and I think it was like 7 or 8 seconds into overtime, Calgary won the game. And New Jersey's last game, like we said, was a 4-0 Jake Allen shutout against the Edmonton Oilers. So Montreal right now is sitting at 21st in goals for with 35. They are 30th in goals against at 53, where New Jersey is third in goals for with 53. So New Jersey has scored as many goals as Montreal has let in, and goals against the Devils are 22nd with 42. So they got to get a little bit better at that. But those shutouts, the last couple of games are definitely going to help. We played Montreal twice last year. October 24th, we beat them 5-2, and then on February 24th, we beat them 4-3. So one of the teams again that were behind us in the standings last year, we were better than them, and it was actually one of the few teams that the Devils actually beat that they were better than. Montreal has some guys that can score though, and they play hard for Martin St. Louis. So you gotta, this is not going to be a gimme game just because you believe that you're better than the Canadians. So you're going to have to play this one because I think that Montreal is going to come out and play us hard. They're led by Cole Caulfield. He's got 10 goals and 11 points this year. You got Nick Suzuki, who's at 4-9 for 13. Sam Montembeault is, started out pretty hot. He kind of came down to earth a little bit. He had that big shutout in the first game of the season. I think that was against Toronto. And then, he kind of came down to earth, but he's definitely a type of goalie that's capable of stealing a game for you. So don't take them lightly. Right now, he's 3-5-1 with an 8.97 save percentage and a 3.37 goals against average. And that's probably going to be the likely starter, where the Devils' likely starter is going to be Jacob Markstrom, I would guess. He's started 10 games so far. He's 5-4-1 with a 9.07 save percentage, a 2.62 goals against average, and one shutout. Jake Allen's numbers have gotten a lot better since this last game. He's now 3-1-1 with a 9.04 save percentage and a 2.6 goals against, and he has two shutouts. And then the backup for Montreal, I don't think that he's going to play, but it would be Caden Primo, who's 1-2-1. He has an 861 save percentage and a 4.38 goals against. As we know, the Devils are led by the captain, Nico Hischier, who's got 10 and 6 for 16. Jesper Bratt has 3 and 12 for 15. Stefan Nason has 6 and 7 for 13. Timo Meyer 6 and 7 for 13, and Jack Hughes 4 and 8 for 12. So what's this game going to look like? Well, like we said, the Devils are coming off the successful Western Canadian road trip. Is that going to be something we've seen so many times, right? The teams come back from a longer road trip, they come back for their first home game, and they just don't play well. They don't have their legs. I hope that's not the case, but it is possible. But the Devils had a very successful Western road trip. They went 2-3, allowed two shutouts. Probably should have had three shutouts if you didn't have just that fluke bounce and in the Calgary game, and then the 2-on-1, and then that was basically it. Montreal, though, this is what makes me nervous about this game. Montreal has lost 4 games in a row. We played Calgary. They were coming off 4 games in a row, and they shut us out 3-0. So that kind of makes me a little bit nervous. They've lost their last 4 games, 8-2 to Seattle. They lost 6-3 to the Washington Capitals. They lost 3-1 to the Penguins. and they lost 3-2 in overtime against Calgary, like we said before. So that kind of makes me a little bit nervous. Teams losing 5 in a row. I know Montreal is not considered a very good team, but still a proud team, still a team that has players on it that can score and play fast. So that kind of that's one of the things that worries me. Another thing that worries me on this game is Sam Montembeau. He can steal you a game. Um, I don't know if that's going to happen, but look, Montreal, they want to play fast. They want to open up the ice a little bit. They want to, Devils are going to have to take away time and space from their speedy forwards, but I think the Devils are going to be able to capitalize on their speedy forwards. So I do think that this is going to be a game that we could see Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt kind of break out a little bit. I think that our defense should be good enough to hold them in check. I think our goaltending is good enough to hold them in check. So I think they're not disciplined enough, Montreal. They're not good enough to be able to keep our high flyers off the board. So I look to see Jack, Brat, Timo, Nico, top six guys to kind of shine in this game. So right now, New Jersey is clicking at 30.4% on the power play. Their penalty kill is 83.3%. And the Devils average just under 30 shots per game, and they have a team save percentage of 900 right now. That's pretty good. Montreal is sitting at 21.7% on the power play. That's good for 12th. The penalty kill is 82.2%. That's good for 14th. They're shooting 30th in the league at 25 shots per game, 30th in team save percentage at .875, and they're minus 17 goal differential. That's good for 32nd in the NHL. The Devils are, like we said, 30.4% on the power play. That's good for 5th. They are 83.3. That's good for 9th. So Devils special teams has been a blessing this year. They've been really fantastic. They're 14th in the league in shots per game, like I said, right under 30. They're 9th in team save percentage at 900, and the Devils have a goal differential of 11. So they are 6th in the NHL with that. Uh, what do we got to worry about? Well, like we said before, right? No jet lag for the Devils. Start this game on time. Know you just came back. You had a nice road trip. You should feel good about themselves. They have the ability to dominate this game from start to finish. These are the type of games that you look at on the schedule when you're a team like the Devils, a team that has Stanley Cup aspirations, and you look at a lowly team like Montreal. I don't want to use the word lowly as an insult, but they are lower in the standings. They're not as good as the Devils. You look at that team and you say, that's 2 points we should get. So go out and get it. Um, this team plays hard. They like Martin St. Louis, and his seat is getting a little bit warm up in Montreal after 4 losses in a row. So, again, how hard is Montreal going to come out and try and get a dub against a really good team in our barn and just kind of, I guess, lower the temperature in Montreal right now? Um, so that's again another thing that makes me a little bit nervous. Now, who on Montreal has killed us in the past? Active Canadians. Well, Mike Matheson, he has all-time 7 goals and 13 assists for 20 points against us. And Nick Suzuki, Armia, and Gallagher all have 5 goals against the Devils. Nico Hischier does well against the Habs. He has 15 points at 9 and 6. Tomas Tatar has 11 points against the Habs in his career at 7 and 4. And then you have Timo Meyer, Eric Halla, and Andre Palat all with 6 goals. So what do I expect in this game? I expect the Devils to start strong. Don't come in and have a letdown. This is a big game that I think needs to set the next full week kind of on the right trajectory. Devils have a really tough week ahead. We have Montreal, followed by the Islanders, the Sharks. Then we head out down south, and we have 2 against the Panthers and 1 against the Lightning. So these next 6 games are pretty serious. I mean, you don't want to scoff at the Shark game, and you don't want to scoff at this Canadian game, because either one of those games, if you don't play well and you lose, will set you back. You lose this game to Montreal today, and now you have a hungry Islander team that you have to face. You have a Shark team that just doesn't know when to quit. I mean, they're not very good, but they play hard, and they have won and beaten some good teams. I mean, they beat the Kings. This is not a team that you should take lightly, like we learned last year, right? Because I think they beat us both times we played them last year. So, and then you're heading out to play 2 games against the champs and one against a team that came into your building and whooped your ass 8 to whatever the hell it was about a week or so ago. So don't look forward to those games because these games have to set the table for that. You got to, again, the good habits, the good defensive play, all that shit that we talked about ad nauseum. That's where it comes in now. I expect Devils to win 5-1. That's my prediction. I think that Jack and Brat are going to, and Nico are going to be uh, predominant in this game. I'm going to say 3 points for the captain, 3 points for Jack. I think their power play is going to be clicking. Like I said, a 5-1 New Jersey Devil win. This is a trap game. Don't get trapped. And if anybody is interested listening to us for one of these super rad Uncle Pucker New Jersey Devil podcast stickers, all you have to do is go to theunclepuckers.com, go to contact info, fill it out. We throw them in the mail. You get them in the mail. You stick them on whatever the hell you want to stick them on. And that's about it for today. The Uncle Puckers will be back shortly for a full breakdown of this game and whatever other news, notes, and nuggets that we get around the NHL. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Like, subscribe. You know the bullshit. All right. Appreciate it. Peace.